Hello YouTube and welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Play James. My name's James and I play games, and today that game is TIS-100. Now the thing about TIS-100 that's really interesting, I tried to record it before, but it has, let's see if I can find it. It has a manual, and you actually have to read the manual and keep it with you while you play, or you're not going to know what you're doing. So I flailed about with this game for like 5-10 minutes before I realized, hey, there's a manual. I can actually learn how to play. So last night I studied the manual, and now I'm ready to go ahead and record. So let's go ahead and have some fun with TIS-100. Now, the great thing about this game is it's very much like Infinifactory, if you've ever played Infinifactory. You have a number of puzzles, and then you can create your own solutions to those puzzles, which is really great. I'd call it an engineering simulator, and I'm just all gung-ho about it. It just makes me sad that I actually played Infinifactory before I had a YouTube channel, because I've always thought that Infinifactory would make such an awesome Let's Play. But yeah, I couldn't do it, and now that I know how to solve all the puzzles, there's really no point to it. But this is a whole lot similar to Infinifactory, and so now I'm going to do a Let's Play to this. The only puzzle that I've played so far is the self-test diagnostic, which is kind of like a tutorial puzzle. But I've been so excited to play this. I mean, I've been holding myself back from just playing this without recording it. So let me show you. The self-test diagnostic will create a new solution to it. And the goal of this is to read a value from in X, which is up here, and write the value to out X, which is down here. So this is my input stream, this is my output stream. And I have to perform whatever operations it takes in order to get the input numbers to output the correct numbers. So the one on the left is already done for you, and you can see it fills in the numbers with exactly what the computer expects. My job is to get in A to output to out A, and I do that this way. Move command from the top port to the left port. And then over here, move from the right port down. Okay, so now if we run this, you can see that everything's working as it should. So that's a really easy puzzle. Let's go ahead and do the second puzzle, which I have not seen yet. The signal amplifier. Read a value from in A, double the value, write the value to out A. Okay, so that's easy enough. Okay, so now we're going to get fancy with some code. We're going to take the value from, oops, that's not right. Take the value from the left port and put it in ACC, which is a memory register. And then we're going to add the memory register to itself, and then drop it into the stream. Nice and simple. Alright. Differential converter. Read values from NA and NB. Write NA and B. Write NA minus NB to out P. Write NB minus NA to out N. Interesting. The other thing is that, if you're wondering, that sound is my landlord vacuuming. You'll notice that we have a debug button here, and basically what this is like in Finifactory, you have these short pieces of storyline that's inserted into the puzzles. And whenever you see that debug button, it's because you have a story element that the game wants to give you. Some kind of static memory in this thing, encoding something or other. And so far, what I understand of the story is that your uncle bought the TIS-100 computer from a swap meet, and nobody knows what it is or what it does. And he was fiddling with it when he died, and as part of preparing for his funeral, you've been going over his possessions, and you stumble across the TIS-100. And the point is that you're trying to repair this computer, which is broken, and you're trying to debug it and get it working again, figure out what it's for. Okay, so obviously we need to take the inputs. Okay, this is going to be the boring part where I go ahead and think. So give me a moment to come up with a game plan for how I'm going to perform these operations, and then I'll be back shortly. So see you soon. Okay, so we're back. Let me run you through this program real quick. It's really easy. It takes the input from A and moves it right. It takes the input from B and puts it into the register, then subtracts the information it's getting from the left. And then it moves the result down. So this gives you the difference between A and B. Let's see. Then it comes down here, and this is basically a splitter. It takes the information that it got from above and splits it into two streams, one going left and one going down. The one going down is dropped straight into the stream. The one going left is negated. It's put in register. A negative operation is performed on it, and then it moves down and then drops out into the stream. And so basically what this should do is it should give you two sets of values, one that is directly negative of the other, which we can see is exactly what our outputs need to be. So let's go ahead and run the program. Sweet. All right, let's do one more. Read a value from in, write 1 to out.g if n is greater than 0. Write 1 to out.e if n is equal to 0. Write 1 to out.l if n is less than 0. When 1 is not written to an output, write a 0 instead. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. Okay, I am going to do more ponderations, and I'll be right back with you. See you soon. Okay, so fairly simple when I actually got down to brass tacks. Basically, what I've done here is I've created 3 different value checkers. It takes information from the left and figures out is it greater than 0 or less than 0. And depending on if it's greater than, less than, or equal to 0, it'll drop either a 0 or a 1, and according to the rules we have up here at the top left. So let's see. If it's greater than 0, it'll drop a 1. If it's equal to 0, it'll drop a 1. If it's less than 0, it'll drop a 1. And right now, if we run the program, it does absolutely nothing because it's not getting any input. So let's go ahead and connect it up with our input string. Move up, down. Okay, and now if we hit the button, we get errors. Why the hell are we getting errors? The greater than works just fine. Let's go ahead and step through this. We get a 2. The 2 drops into our first one. It says, okay, that's greater than 0. Let's go to the output. It moves a 1 down, and then it jumps to start, which means that it doesn't pass the value over to the right. Okay, so that's my fault. Let's go ahead and insert new code. Move the ACC register right. Move ACC right. Oh wait. Okay, we don't need it there because it's just going to overwrite the ACC anyway, and we don't need to pass it anything. So let's try it now. And it froze. Why did it freeze? Okay, here comes the 2. 2 is greater than 0, so it passes a 1 there, passes into here, passes a 0 down, moves to 2, moves 0 down. Oh, it's trying to pass it right. Okay. Alright. Just a little debug here. Oop. That's the wrong line. Okay, and now if we hit the run button, I love engineering simulators. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and do one more just for fun. Read values from NA and NB. Read value from NS. Write NA when NS is equal to -1. Write NB when NS is equal to 1. Write NA plus NB when NS is equal to 0. Okay, so we have to take two values, and depending on what the third value is, we either show the first value, the second value, or the two values added together. That's an interesting conditional. Oh, and we have a debug note. You might have an idea of where this TIS-100 machine came from. Describe the architecture to Fred Motorola, and he says it sounds like it was designed for signal processing. That got my brain going. Government project, maybe. Something the CIA cooked up to come through Soviet radio signals. Hush, hush, top secret. Maybe could I be in possession of a classified device? Something for spooks. I might have to sit on this one for a little. Alrighty. So we got a spy machine. Okay, well, this has really been fun, but the episode's running a little long, so I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to figure out this program, and I'm going to come back when I've got that. So I will see you next time. Hello YouTube, and welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Play James. My name is James and I play games, and today that game is TIS-100 again. So, last time we had this puzzle. Basically, we're trying to figure out whether we should output A, output B, or add them together, depending on what input we get from S. And it's not pretty, but basically this is the solution that I've come up with. First there's this node, and basically this node says, okay, whatever we get from S, we're going to send an instruction either left or right. If the instruction we get from S says that we need to output A, we're going to send a 1 to output A. If we get the instruction that says output B, we're going to send a 1 to output B. And if we get the instruction that says add both, we're going to send a 1 to both of them. Now, the modules to the side of this take the input from above and put it in backup memory. And then it takes the instructions from the center module, and based on that it says, should I pass the number from memory, or should I output a 0? And you know, it's really complicated logic, and you know, that's really boring to go into in a YouTube stream, but I'm not all that experienced, so I suck at YouTubing. Basically, the point of the entire thing that I'm trying to make here is it takes stuff from up here, does this to them, and then puts it down there. And it works. It's not pretty, but it works. And that's all I'm looking for. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the next one, which is a sequence generator. Create new program. Sequences are 0 terminated. Read values from in A and in B. Write the lesser value to out. Write the greater value to out. Write 0 to end the sequence. Okay, so I take two values, I put the smaller one first, then the bigger one, and then 0 to tell it that, okay, that's the end of the sequence. And we have debug note. The new girlfriend is encouraging me to get rid of the microcomputers I've accumulated over the years. Not a bad idea. Most of them are just taking up space and aren't doing me or her any good. Going to wait on this one though. Never found out what its whole deal was, and if it turns out to be something I wasn't supposed to have, I think I could get in trouble. Cleared a little space on the workbench and hooked it up. Still works. Beautiful. Yes, it is a beauty, this one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause here, write my program, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so welcome back. I have figured out that this game is probably not the best for YouTubing because it's boring as hell to watch. So, thanks anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and pin this to the back of the first episode, and we'll call it done. And I'll go ahead and play this game on my own. But anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully next time I'll pick a game that is actually entertaining to watch. All right, let's see you next time.